And I'm very sorry, Lothar. I think I confused you with my question. We were talking about predictions, as in our predictions for the series, but I'm very glad that you ignored me because what you said was actually far more interesting and far more important. But Zesht, they've pretty much all locked in now. What do you make of this?
Well, what do I make of this is, well, first of all, you know, BDS, when we talk about Haven, Phoenix is something you very much see right there. Akuma is still hovering, is taking his goddamn time. But, well, yeah, I think for the moment right here, the surprises are quite minor, so to say, because this is something you would expect from them, this is something you would see from them, and...
Playing default? Not really, they're just trying to get mid control.
Something we saw very, very often from them against Guild, but either way. It is JD and Co. trying to look for any mid-control, they don't receive any, and well, this is a very silent start here, Lothar. Nothing crazy so far.
I'm not really surprised that NIP is not like rushing any sides because of the Astra that we see from both teams. They always try to set up a stun or a pull in the beginning of a round in a crucial spot, and this is why NIP didn't like push through A, an example. But now there's the first contact. Rhyme gets a spot on Roden. By the way, Roden, most kills with shock darts so far in EU when it comes to challenges and masters. So it's let's just you know, pay attention to that. We're most likely gonna see some of them happening in this match. But now again, a little bit of a pause in this pistol round. Chihuahua slowed. Oh, another contact. That was a little bit too early, but now they execute on the side.
They do execute on the side, and they pretty much get the room for free. Akuma is not quite sure if he shall gravitate towards that spot. Not at all. And so Logan gazes down the gun barrel, makes it a man advantage right here for NIP, as BDS also have a 2 HP Roden on them. Surely he could still put the dart down, but this is forcing Rhyme out, doesn't it? I'm not quite sure if he does. Nope, not at all. Doesn't have a blast pack as well to get him out of there. And here comes the dart for information. This clears it out. Everybody should be pretty much spotted if it wouldn't have been destroyed in time. And so they try. Akuma finds a coup cause, and this leads to a defense that is by the book or not. That is the question. Timer's ticking, and he's ticking down and down and down. Hoppy will still try with the one taps, but Chihuahua is once more showing his prowess.
Something really complicated was happening in this first pistol round. It was more about like, let's just wait it out. Let's see if maybe BDS does something completely out of the blue that we didn't predict in the anti-strat book, and they slowly just crept up on C. But what is really instrumental here to the success of NIP was that they pushed out Roden, and I feel like because of the fact that they saw Sova playing on C, they know that they're not gonna be like stopped from coming on C, and Roden would just like to survive till they go to the retake scenario, because that's where his utility is needed. And then they just set up a good crossfire setup, and that's about it.
It is
now when it comes against the Eco, a much split presence from NIP on the attack. It's interesting because they can lose some of those Spectres unexpectedly, especially when it comes to the position double dose. But here we go. Chihuahua with that cage just makes sure that no one will surprise him. And now there's a meetup in front of A. Split between A short and A long. Trap is being set up as well to protect the flank, where Rhyme, surprisingly, guards the flank, but he will join that team very soon, and they don't have to worry about the backline because of that trap. Now remember, they play against a low buy. They don't really expect a lot of casualties. This should be a free win for NIP, but let's see. 5 players still alive for BDS.
Well, the should is very good. Thank you very much for saying should, because never say never is some pop artists told us in the past. On the other hand, surely the chances are fairly low. At the moment, everything is there to stop the individuals from Team BDS to access the site, and the gates are locked, the doors are closed. Everybody from NIP should try to bring in, or more likely bring out as much as possible to make that bonus round flourish. And at the same time, here, Lothar, I have to ask you, and you have to be honest with me, where did you get that shock dart, that stat from? Where was it? Tell me the truth.
You know, I have my sources.
For a second, I thought, because the funny thing is that I recently tweeted exactly that. So
oh, did you?
Yes, exactly that.
Unlucky. I mean, he was, if I remember correctly, when we were casting the open qualifiers, think in one of those matches we have seen like 3 kills from Roden or something like that. When they were playing against CE Calling, that we'll see today, by the way. In that match, if I'm not mistaken, it was 3, maybe even more. It was absolutely nuts. So I'm not expecting the same story so far.
To give you an exact number, 13 in that entire qualifier. And that's a lot. If you think about shock dart kills, 13? That's a crazy amount. And that means how effective this man can be in every sort of scenario with that.
It's funny because this is how we can read how Roden is playing with this team, right? Whenever he is on a site, they basically play retake on that side. They don't really try to fight for it. And that will give a little bit of a tell for NIP. But now let's take a look, because this is blazing fast. NIP already on C side in the first 20 seconds of the round, planting for long. And now they have a really good setup. 2 people in double doors, although a little bit awkward because now they're going to get pushed from 2 sides. But there's the smoke that rescued their backline, and that's so important. Chihuahua creeping up on backside. Look at that.
Oh, no.
Hoppy gets the kill, but he will get backstabbed by Chihuahua. That's my guess, but what is happening here? In double doors.
Oh, and the secrets are out. I mean, Akuko spots it and out, and well, Chihuahua has nothing to really stop that. He can just try to wide swing tack the first, needs to find the diffuser. Does he do so? Well, it's Hoff, and he goes for every single duel. The young Russian strikes. First one down, second one as well, but the slaughter has not went the way he would have liked. Still, major damage dealt. A round, though, lost that I wouldn't have expected NIP to give away.
Wow. I mean, they were on a bonus run, right? They tried to just damage BDS as much as possible. And by the way, they did that, exactly that, right? They killed 4 players of BDS. So all of those rifles and big shields are gone. And now BDS have to rebuy everything. This is why you see 1 Guardian, 1 Spectre, a lot of small shields on their side, while NIP so with a very good equipment. And Chihuahua, although a little bit struggling, but still, this is a very good round for NIP. And I was actually kind of surprised that it went even that way, because it looked like NIP had it in the grasp of their palm.
I have the spike.
And, you know, the control for me personally, which I like so much right now from the side from BDS, is where they try, you know, in the early part to take that sort of A lobby control. Not really contesting over short. We haven't seen that yet, really. But it's nice to see that they definitely try to do that. Once they see, okay, nothing in the early stage, swap over the players, and actively also taking Garage here, Lofar.
That is correct. But now they, again, have the same setup for A that we have seen against the eco round. So this time it will be a little bit different because of the turret from Killjoy. That's Logan's equipment guarding the A side. Roden on Haven, he will try to stop the plan if it's not in a default spot with his shock darts. Even if it's default spot, he's just gonna bounce it from the back of the side. There's a recon arrow. Lockdown will gonna be put by Logan, and this is the moment where NIP do they go? Oh my god, what a setup by Roden!
Yeah, deja vu. I have a little deja vu for sure. And right now you see that all of this is collapsing right here. Akuma comes in as they were trying to come from the sidelines. No chance. And Krayup a little late to the party, that's for sure. Tied up we go, and this could have been a round where NIP could have grabbed the momentum, take it, and bring it into the next few rounds. That ain't happening for now.
A little bit awkward, not gonna lie. I like the decision making from both teams. The push for CT was instrumental to try to destroy that lockdown, and I feel like that's a good decision because you don't always assume that this is gonna happen. But maybe you know NIP could use JD or Rhyme to destroy it with their utility, because that's also possible if it's put in the default spot. But one can question the decision making when it comes to the plant. Planting the spike while being affected by the recon arrow, that's a little bit weird. And I'm not really focusing here too much on this round because this is like a throwaway round, right? They go with 5 sheriffs and go all long. That's just like a shooting range, like a practice round for BDS.
Yeah, and if this is the induction ceremony of the BDS era, at least on this map, one tapped out of this world, Korea, and Astra versus Astra. Akuma takes that one, and so the lead goes in the way of the Frenchman. Well, when we quickly talk about, you know, Haven, and you know how much I love You can't take me away with that. It's specifically interesting to see that NIP usually is never, like legitimately never rushing any of the sites. Between 20 and 35, you usually see them end up on B from time to time. But when it comes to A, for example, 40 to 50 the second, 45 to 50 second mark, and 80 to 85 is also where they try to come in. So all over the timeline.
Alright, there's a spot with the hog. I mean, or rather, lack of it. That also gives info. It's always good info, you either flash or not, and you know if you can progress. And that's how we slowly see some map control being given away towards NIP. But that drone still being there for a long time was giving a lot of information for BDS, and you can see the map control is a little bit awkward right now. There's 2 players in A short. Oh, they're being spotted through the wall. What happened here? Was the barrel visible? But this is an awkward fight for Takas.
Unfortunate for Hoppy, really. Awkward fight, you called it. Awkward fight it was. And quickly recovering the start, taking a lot of room towards A long. And as you see right there, it's Takas who could try to make a difference. Has to move away. And problem is, he doesn't have the same movement speed. He can't dash around, and he will be pretty much taken out. That's the operator out of play. But the Cosmic Divide couldn't make a difference. Well, pretty much for now. You can't pass it that easily. Roden is taking a different stance. Chihuahua and Roden might just kiss any second soon. Look how close they are.
Oh, that's so awkward.
He saw the dart. He must have noticed the dart. No way. And it's Roden who closes it out.
Oh, that is so awkward. I mean, the Astral Wall, it's such a complicated mechanism. And by the way, just to say this, like Hoppy here, his barrel was visible during one moment. The barrel was visible, but he got caught between the crossfire anyway. Like, this is such an awkward setup for them. They had a good idea in mind, but because they got caught in it while trying to execute it, basically everything was just falling apart. But still, BDS just so good on retakes, right? It's insane.
Fully, but at the same time, you know, the dart, you saw where the dart came from. I was so convinced I saw that it must have been from the area directly to his right, but
it can be bounced, you
sure,
know?
Sure, but you know, I still would have imagined he would have checked at least in this direction, but either way, didn't happen. So Takas.
Oh, being crept upon though.
Uh-oh.
And that flash.
Man's blind. Can't dash away. Oh, no way! It's the Belgian.
Through the smoke, and the dash was there to save him, but not really. Not this time. Oh my god.
Really no words for that.
Kukos whipped the 2 kills. Huge kills to open up the round. This should not have looked like this so far.
And, you know, talked about in the pre-show, Man had an injury. Man is usually not the entry fragger for their side, but here they come, and they seem to capitalize on just a few sheriffs. Started off with a Kukos beheading nobody else than Jet, and as he still falls, Akuma is still there! Hold your phone! What in God's name is that from Akuma? As he still tries to come around. At one point you run out of ammo, but still, that was major damage and absolute surprise.
Imagine him having a Phantom and still having 5 bullets in the chamber, man. But, oh my god, this is something we talk about when it comes to BDS. First and foremost, this is a miracle round for NIP. Like this, none of this should have happened. Akukos with that kill through the smoke, like that's something that just, you know, a good pro player knows where to shoot, like tries to imagine where the dash ended up, and he gets that prediction right, gets the operator, gets the kill on CT. And I feel like that position on CT, that was the mistake from BDS to even try to peek that. Like that wasn't necessary. They could have just played a retake, not give them another gun even, right? The possibility was there. So it was a little bit awkward, but you can see how good are those BDS players when it comes to clutching. Akuma, the game sense on point. He knew all the angles. He knew there's 5 people that will be coming from every single side, and he still managed to kill both and had the cross replacement on the third, but just failed with the kill. That could have, like that nuts. Sorry, that round could have been nuts both ways.
100%. I was just stunned, really, by what we saw. Because
someone will be stunned after those seekers as well, because that will be used this round, 100%.
Should be. In the meantime, attackers with a way more passive approach. Here comes the star. Likely smoke brought in by Astra, rotating away, and I'm not quite sure if Rhyme heard it. For me, it sounded like he heard the steps, didn't he?
I've got your trail.
Well, the call was play retake everywhere because they're taking so much map control, and Rhyme, that Seekers are going in. Does the rocket, does the dash. He gets hit in his leg. 30 HP, and oh, what a great stop for the plant. Almost.
Almost. That's a very good one in this.
Could have been awkward. Imagine the plant having 30 HP instead of Rhyme.
Yeah. Could have been crazy.
Team kill right here. Not something you often see in Valorant.
Nope.
But it is a retake 4 versus 5. So there's this divide coming in. And now BDS will try to get the site.
Yeah, they will try to get on it. Kreia falls and Akuma is once more chiming in. Chihuahua from the back lines. And that is probably taking a lot of time. He doesn't hear it. He doesn't know about the defuse. You gotta be fast, you gotta be swift, but that is not going according to plan here for NIP. That is where Cosmic Divide is making you fully deaf. You don't know what's going around you. And, you know, if you would have heard that the fuse would have happened, I'm sure he would have went a little swifter, faster, or different. And here again, look at the chaos.
It's controlled chaos.
Sure.
And this is what I like when it comes to Cosmic Divide. The Cosmic Divide allows them to peek from Haven, from CT, without being worried on the side and A short. And there's only 2 angles they have to worry about. It's the under Heaven and it's the Graffiti. And because of that, they're allowed to just jump in the same spot and basically have those angles covered. So very good usage of the Cosmic Divide, and that was the reason why that retake was even successful. I feel like Astro is just astronomical pick for BDS.
Yeah,
just fits the playstyle so well.
I agree. I'm fully on your side with that one.
But it's not looking great for BDS right now in this round. Again, the first death goes towards BDS. 4 versus 5. And it's a problem. Deficit on the defense. Oh, Logan gets spotted by the drone. Okay, never mind. Whatever I was saying, it's not really important now because the execute falls on C.
Yeah, that comes all on C, and suddenly Akuma gotta do it all on his own, but fails against the Kukos. Man was just on 30 points of health. The headshot still did it. And here comes the little tiger. Rodent spotted. Shock dart coming in, and he's the last man standing. We talked about the efficiency with those electrifying darts. This time around, it seemed like it could have gotten a Kukos. It ain't enough. Still gonna take the fight against Free. Saw a bit of the shoulder of Rhyme. Still, it's not done yet. And nope, that one could have been way different, but JD closes a chapter, 4th round. You talked about 6-6 possibly happening at the half, and, you know, I'm very convinced of that one.
So, wanted to point out how well disciplined NIP was here. Even they knew there's just one player ready for the retake, right? Rodin coming from CT. They had 3 people on site. But no one ego peaked. No one was going just for one singular fight without anyone being ready for the trade. This is where Rhyme waited for JD. JD went with him and they double peaked. There's absolutely no chance. Well, let's say very small chance for Rodin to clutch 2 players with one just full auto like that. So very well played by NIP. Those are fundamentals that you expect from pro players. But to see them just, you know, being so disciplined and well structured, just always a pleasure to watch. And oh my god, Hoppy again!
Yeah, you start.
First death goes towards BDS. This is not looking good. 3 versus 4 now. They lose so much map control.
Sure, they very much lost a good bit there. Also right now with Chihuahua getting a lot of information, they decide to go for the A site. The one where BDS is quite good at retaking actually, but Rodin a low HP, that should make it very easy. At the same time, we see 2 ults that will pretty much delay this or make it a horrible process.
Oh, look at Rhyme. He is actually not affected.
Oh no. Wait a
He's
second.
not affected. No one will expect that.
There you
exactly.
go. There you go. And Rhyme is pretty much closing the case. I mean, you saw right there the Killjoy ult just centimeters away from his feet. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Not affected, no problem. And there, as it looks,
You know, this is an outcome of you know what? Ever Jonas, I blame you. You know, I blame you for this round because everyone now tries to adjust to the lineups that you created to destroy the Killjoy ultimate, and because of that, Logan puts the ultimate a little bit further towards B instead of A. and this gave this spot for Rhyme, you know, and Rhyme just clutched it, and it created this pretty cool clip now.
So, they want to take the room over middle, don't they? Kreia could be the first victim, but is having none of that. Logan's out. And, you know, this is something BDS do from time to time. The mid control in the previous round, for example, where Akuma tried his best, failed as they punished them with their aggression being a little too much here and there. So I think NIP should be pretty much aware of it.
Scout destroyed.
Not really a fan of how BDS is currently playing all of those rounds in a row. They're very predictable. They're pushing outside of mid and losing a player or even two players. They just kill one in exchange. It's not really worth it for the defenders, and this is why they completely stack A right now, because they try to gamble and the gamble is unsuccessful. Everyone went just C. And because of that, a free plant will happen for NIP. Like, I can't see this closing out as not a round for NIP. Even although the entire team of BDS has really inferior equipment, so there's absolutely no chance that they're gonna try to save this. They have to die even to the explosion of the spike to get the maximum cash bonus, but they just probably would like to push for at least for Takas to get his ultimate for the next round. Everyone else has. Oh my god, Rhyme! Gets spammed!
You hate to see it, and I mean, goodness gracious, Rhyme is at least getting back onto somewhat decent points of health, but that was a dink by the book. In the meantime, they still try. Chihuahua gotta hold them up, and he will do so. It means Ronan falls in the grave. The last man standing, 6-5, it is BDS. I think, you know, the part for me here is right now that NIP seem to, you know, move a little bit away from the A side. Because, like mentioned, retake potential and BDS on that A side, those are two things that just work perfectly together. And, you know, more of the C kind of attention they have pulled in the last 3 rounds, I was very happy with that.
Well, so let's see if BDS changes up a little bit the behavior in the last round, because this is the crucial one. You want to end up on a 6-6 B side. No one is being cleared by the Hawk, and a lot of map control being given now away for NIP. This is the change in behavior that I exactly said from BDS. They don't push mid. They only have 2 nano swarms on B when someone will call out the plant happening right now, and still control of A long is being there for BDS. They don't know if someone crossed to A short because of the smokes and Astra stuff that was being used there, but now NIP with the execute on C.
Yeah, they will very much execute on C, though. The amount of ults really could become a problem. In the meantime, Logan's out, and Rodin's gonna continue the party, still eliminated. Not playing by the ults could become a problem, could become very uncomfortable, and here are the shock darts for you. Electrifying performance, as in the meantime, Kreia got the flank, and the sidelines belong to Astra, which definitely makes this a hard retake, because on the way there, on their journey, it should be done and dusted.
Now this is gonna be a 3 versus 3 retake, and Kreia has a massive position, absolutely massive position. Let's see how that will end up, because right now BDS, they have no idea where everyone is. They can be heaven, they can be B, they can be graffiti under heaven, they can be everywhere. They have to be aware of everything happening.
They know about him.
Superior movement speed just creeps up and gets the head off Chihuahua. Kreia dies on B, and now JD alone, no utility. 18-second recon. He sees the barrel, he gets the kill, but will he survive this?
That's the question. He has not too much really to offer right now. Comes around, can't take the frag. It is tied, and as Lofar predicted it perfectly, it is a 6-6. But one thing here, Lofar, I'm very much convinced they very accurately knew about Kreia, due to the fact that when they rotated from C over their spawn to A, I saw the blue little markers, the green bluish markers, over on A link. They tagged that twice, so I very much believe that they had 100% awareness that he would still lurk around there.
Really? On A?
Yeah, on A link, between A and B, the link, obviously, and they tagged that position twice. whilst they are rotating over their spawn. So I do believe that either someone dead or one of the people alive were somewhat aware what's gonna happen.
Okay, I didn't pay attention to that, but a good call out then. I mean, still, BDS should probably check all the angles, right? They had no clue where everyone is. There's just so much time passed between their rotation on C and the plant, so good awareness from BDS. But now let's see that execute. This is pretty fast. They're just pushing A side like madmen. But in the meantime, NIP tried to get mid control, but they are rotating to A. And now a little bit stopped by the shock darts happening.
Yeah.
Hoppy tries to get after the drone. They get to side. They heard probably going someone now up to Haven. Two smokes guarding their positions. And now Boombot will try to start a retake.
Yeah, and as they start to retake, JD and Rhyme all doing just a superb job, but still, they're not done yet. It is just basically BDS not done yet. Logan could clutch this out. 100 points of health. Don't help the man when he's just being shot in the back of his head by Akukos. 7th round for NIP. When usually we talk about pistols, when we talk about NIP, Haven, and pistols, on the Defender side, there's only a 38.9 win ratio about that. That's really on the lower end, and still, they make that one work quite well.
Yeah, I mean, this was a little bit awkward, to be honest. Like, I didn't predict this this kind of execute happening. I thought it was gonna be a double fake, but BDS just doubled down and actually went to A side, which was a successful plan. But here, I have to question the push from Logan. He went through the smoke like madman, and even he just shift peeked, right, with a ghost. When the barrel's just so visible, so long visible for the opponents before he creeps out through the smoke, and he knew no one was defusing. That smoke was also dissipating. So that was a little bit awkward. Kriya gets this spot on the people on C-Long with the jiggle peek. Now the Raycon bolt goes to the backside. That's the counter towards. That was a Boombot with that gravity well, but 4 people on site already.
That's not that comfortable, and Phoenix is still there to come with more. Hoppy blind as well. Still, they come around, and it is everybody backing up Rhyme. Man could have just been slaughtered on site, but he got his crew on his back, and nobody's letting him fall that easily. 8-6 it is. Rhyme and Co back on nothing else and that bonus. And well, those bonus things are really, when they come into this conversion, it seems like the bonus really is that momentum shifter with NIP and Opportunist so far on that, first half.
I mean, this was a semi-successful round, let's say like that, for BDS. They got 2 kills. They didn't invest much. 2 sheriffs were bought. Now we see Rodden on small shields and Akuma on small shields. And how did they play this round out? Like 3 people creeping up to B. Something that both NIP and BDS so far in the games in Haven really prefer. But Rhyme with that satchel gets some information while being hard to hit. He used almost all of his utility. But he is stopping that push, and this is important. Now, BDS have to go back. They can't commit, but they don't really have that much map control.
Yeah.
They don't know what happened on A short. They don't know what happened on A long. They have the Alamo bot on C long, so they know that no one pushed that. But other than that, not when information is given to them, and this is why NIP guards that side right now. There's the setup with the stars as well.
There it comes.
This is gonna be tough to execute for.
And Akukos is really in a horrible spot right now. Spotted, but not eliminated. Deals good damage, and suddenly through the smoke they come. And that is another shock dart on Roden, but you cannot kill the king of the shock darts. Not that easily, at least. And as they right now try to still hold the control on site, they need to find frags. Otherwise, they will be overrun in the process. Talking about it, Roden is the last man standing, and the pretty much open spike has now finally found the ground. Still 38, 30, and 100. Could be possible, but it ain't working.
Yeah, this was looking tough from the beginning. Like the moment I saw the stars being placed on A, that's like a sign. Okay, this site, this is not a retake site. This is a site where we're gonna fight. And BDS still took the risk of going onto the side, even though they knew that they will be having a fight here instantly. That was a good opening by Takas to get some side control to dash for the smoke, but then he didn't peek for a very long time, and it was a little bit awkward for BDS. I felt like not everyone was on the same page when it comes to how we attack this and how we plan out this execute and how it actually goes through.
Yeah.
And it's really not looking good right now for BDS. 9-6 on the attack, something that on the Haven you actually prefer to be the attacker on this map than the defender. So NIP with great morale so far, for sure.
Absolutely. And, you know, BDS is a team that does not really rely on those super last second kind of pushes. It's a total opposite. It's really done between the 30 and 50 second mark chiming in. In the meantime, who's also chiming in, that is Kreia. Still, the matter of fact that just with those tiny little sidearms, they gravitate towards the potential of a win is massive. Still, Seeker's pulling in on him, and the man is pretty much right now on the radar. Everybody knows where he is.
Logan, can he hit those?
This would be too crazy.
I mean, Guardian's nuts, to be honest. Like, it is one of those weapons that scoreboard, because it looks promising, at least judging by the utility here. Astra already setting up, as you can see, Kreia building up 2 stars in the A lobby to stop the initial push. This is why currently in the metagame we don't really see anyone taking aggressive control of A, but hey, Takas with the first 3 seconds peek and getting Rhyme off from the board.
Oh, there's the gravity well. You love it. And there you get sucked in. Doesn't work. And Kukos is capitalizing at least on one. The other one was just nothing else than a little Phoenix ult. And this means that Kreia still having a few stars left, ready for action. Coming in with the first Airster Gravity well, sucked in the first. Poor Kreia taken out. Akukos as well, JD on his own. And this means the young Russian gotta chime in. Though I very much doubt that this is working. You predicted it. Is it coming that way, though? Here's the shock dart. Here is nothing else. That's the info one as well. Oh, and he finds Akuma. Young Russian is striking. JD's going for more. And this seems for me like nothing else than the young gun striking with Sova, the usually supportive kind of agent, and this is the induction ceremony of his era most likely, as we still wait. The time's ticking, 6 bullets left, doesn't want to make any side of sound cue, but it seems Takas is moving away.
Yeah, this is the moment where it's a guessing game. Left. Where does it go? Which bomb side? But Takas, if he wants to plan B, this is the probably least winnable scenario, right? But he still has 20 seconds. Oh no, he commits to it, and JD will have the perfect flank.
Perfect, yeah. Unless
no,
it's the thing. He gets it. Oh, JD, you are nothing else than the personal Grim Reaper of BDS as he's slicing them up one by one by one. And he's slicing for me there as well. Thank you very much for supporting me on my point. Wonderful. Exceptional. A+ kind of play, splendid, stellar, sailing individual. What do you want to call him?
So, you know, I'm Mr. Nitpicky, right? And I really disliked and BDS approach to the like after execute plan. They had the site, they had the time. It was 1 versus 3. Look at this, 1 versus 3. You hear the shock darts come.
This right here.
Have to plant. You don't have to plant. You can wait. You can dodge the shock darts. There's absolutely no reason to be so fast in that plant, and you hear them unless the comms were clogged. And then we see Akuma with that unfortunate peak. Like that was so sloppy by BDS.
Yep.
And now 11 points on the board for NIB. Oh, this is not looking good.
It does not. It very much does not. And I gotta say, such a play just fills me up with excitement. I have to be honest. And you know, one of the most worrying aspects for me right here, Lothar, is that even if NIP loses this round, right? We're still talking about NIP on 4 out of 5 ults, first of all. Second of all, I have to say that somewhat of a buy should be in there. So, yep, I'm worried right now that this just might turn sour. First one coming in, yep, that is going to no one else than Takas, who's, by the way, on 1 point of health. Get him out of the server. See you next time around. And also JD is taking him out with his X-Ray. So, pretty easy one. NIP should grab just another round.
Ooh, nice shot from Logan, but not good enough. That's about it. Cleanup was coming in. You said they're like 4 out of 5 ultimates and so on, right? And I wanted to say, and Takas in the meantime is 1 out of 150 of HP points. You know, and that he was still killed with like a very direct rocket. So it was 150 times more powerful than what it was needed. And by the way, there are rockets that are dealing 149 a lot. But this is the map point for NIP looking really solid right now. And we have the lockdown, we have the cosmic divide, we have the Hunter's Fury for BDS. On the in the other side, Korea with the counter cosmic divide. And let's see how that will happen, but BDS has to open up with one of those ults. Like, they have to use it to just get a little bit of space, or even the first blood. It seems like Hoppy is just running in.
There you go.
And look, Chihuahua gets a double, gets a triple
secured from him. That is masterclass in leaving the garage closed. You don't even touch my Porsche here. Get out of here, kids. And as he's looking for that ace, might be just stopped in the process for sure. I mean, a 4K must be more than enough. I remember this Gravity Well quite well, and so it seems like poor Rodent has to now perform a miracle, and he's still trying to strike against way too many. Rhyme is rather even back, and there we have it, 13-6.
I'm not happy, and I'm not happy as well. So, like, you know, narrow passages, there's so many narrow passages, and I wanted to say that there's still the Sage. Okay,
see, I'm not getting bamboozled.
Okay, then that's pretty cool. I'm very happy to see that.
Thanks for saving me.
All right, so Rodden is on that Sage and Takas is on that Raze, and I wonder if that change in the lineup will actually affect the attack speed, because that's something that I wanted to point, and I was trying to make a point here, because, you know, we don't have that Jet, right? Jet Breach is a great combo. Your name, by the way, it's a stack. This is gonna be awkward for BDS. They're going in with a very fast attack. They go straight into the well, and they get debuffed. Now, Rhyme, will he make something out of it? Oh, the pinch shot! No! It stopped on the ramp!
Would have been too strong, way too strong, but look at that. Oh my god, they want them out of there. They don't want them stuck. Akuma on 4, all slowed. This is a defense by the book. They saw the spike. Now they need to capitalize on all those low HP players. Don't make that work. Akuma and Rodent strike means that there is a man advantage, quite massive here for NIP. They go over Vens. Still, JD sees one, pins Logan down. Now it's Chihuahua time. Now it's Chihuahua time. Strikes one after another. It's not enough. Gotta swap the pistol. Ain't making that work. But Akuma is still on 4 points of health. And you can once more thank Cypher. Tip of the head for him.
If the camera would be on me, my mouth is currently making a fish-like movement. You know, it's like I'm just in disbelief.
Look at it.
What just happened? Chihuahua goes in with the top 5 player in the EU right now. Like, this is gonna be in highlight reel. Like, this is... It's not even about that, you know, the fact that it was effective. How important that is.
Yeah,
this is a pistol round. On split on defense. If Chihuahua wouldn't show up big like here, like this is nuts. The round was most likely lost for NIP. They had been 3 versus 5, and there was a Sage that was on a cooldown with the heal. This was nuts.
It was by the book, really. And, you know, as we see right there, that might just all be countered. Chihuahua just waiting for all of those steps. B main coming his way. Yeah. Oh, that is timing.
Oh, no way.
He saw just a bit of Hoppy. Still gets punished for it. Unlucky for him. Conversions don't work here.
Yeah, now such a save by Chihuahua, and they're gonna throw this round. Oh! Painful to watch.
Oh, really painful to watch. That's a disaster.
Man, from like this went from 100 to 0 very quick. you know the reversal.
I know. You know, they were going from left lane autovan to just park in the car. Akuka's on his own, basically. Surely has the ghost. Surely can try. Don't get me wrong, but unfortunately not known as the kind of clutch player. Definitely the big brain of the team. Don't get me wrong. At the same time, are you gonna dare or not? Because we're still talking about half armor. We're still talking about a ghost. Where some dollar bills went on the table here at the gun shop.
Oh, a Spectre. Look at that.
There you go.
That's a valuable pickup. They'll save that, man. Really, there's no point. Like, the opponents have 4 guns picked up, right? Or 3. But he goes for it. Interesting.
Yeah.
He gets a double kill. Now he's 21 HP. Gets 2 charges on the ultimate. But he can save the Spectre. Could have been worth it, right? But because now they're gonna be on low buy. So that one Spectre could have made the difference, but it's still a disaster of a round for NIP.
Yeah. really. I mean, especially, you know, we're talking about this map. We're talking how NIP have a quite solid chance to now bring it home. And on split, those guys have a solid 88.9% conversion rate. So whenever you pretty much take the pistol and try to convert it into a victory afterwards, yeah, I mean, in nearly 9 out of 10 cases it works. This was one of them, and a painful one indeed.
There's the camera tagging, if I'm not mistaken. Akuma going in with the Vandal scans through the wall. I think he got some tags on Rhyme. Yeah, there he is, 83 HP. But this is a throwaway round for NIP, although you never say never. You have Chihuahua, you have JD. Those two guys are insane with the Sheriff. Right. And there we go. That's... I was already seeing that lineup with 2 kills with 1 bullet, but Chihuahua... He is, if Rhyme checks the angle, he will see his opponent first without even Chihuahua seeing him. So this is a very awkward angle for Chihuahua. Let's see if Rhyme will even check it.
Takas is moving. Take a look. Bam.
No, he doesn't check it.
Seems like he's having a bit of a problem with his head right there. Splattered all on the wall, and this is once more where Chihuahua could shine. But first of all, he has to survive, buys a lot of time, gets a lot of attention, and this is a crucial aspect to all of this. A quick look on the minimap is going to tell us Korea plays a crucial role. Korea could just turn this all around. There you get it. Logan out, Chihuahua eliminated. That's for sure uncomfortable. But the spike, in what a position it is, and what kind of chance they stand, because it's 20 seconds for the team to make a decision. Now, where do you go? Where is Akukos? Well, he's waiting there back in B main. He surely can hold them up. Oh, that's not happening.
No,
nope.
He didn't hit Rodin.
That could have done
6, 5.
He's making it.
He gets it. He gets the plan. And Akukos dies on heaven.
Unlucky. I mean, if he would have concussed him, that wouldn't have worked. That would have been so big brain. But
he actually hit Akuma, but didn't hit Rodin.
Oh, so unlucky because the thought is perfect.
Yeah, I can't imagine, like, he for sure hears that they're gonna go into vents, right? And he probably had to take his time to charge the load of the fault line to reach to the vents, and because of that he probably missed Rodin. Oh, that's so unlucky. It would have been such a cool play, right? First time I would have seen that actually in the competitive play. But now, this is a full buy round. Akukos, ooh, with the operator. Look at that.
Wild thing.
JD
really,
now.
It's really surprising. But either way.
Is he stuck? I don't think so.
No. No, well, he was. You're right. I think he just started to move once that one block of eyes actually got away. In the meantime, Rhyme falls.
Opening kill on Takas, but Chihuahua gets the trade. Now Akuma moving slowly towards B heaven, goes back, doesn't want to go into the crosses of his enemies. He knows there's someone there. There's the ultimate from Chihuahua. Big info. There's only 1 minute left. Now they know where the opponents are, and because of that, Akukos is just still standing far away in CT, and 3 other players are now preparing for a push on B. And this is the question: will that be enough? Oh no, 5 people now running on B. Chihuahua needs to go big. Go big or go home.
Oh yeah, well,
he's getting spent.
Might be just go home soon, but ouch, that's not gonna hit him. Chihuahua stays alive. 18 points of health to make a difference. Is he capable of doing so? Not at all. Akukos, last man standing, just hears the shots in distance. And for now, saving that rifle is probably the best thing you can do. 5k in the hand, put it in your pocket, and bring it home. That would be most likely an ideal scenario. As I talk about it, whiffing a slight bit.
Yeah, he needs to save this, and he's gonna be hunted, right? They know about the operator. They know it's worth so much cash. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, he still gets one, but it's definitely not worth it. And now NIP crumbles. There's just so much cash loss. That's the thing about Valorant and operator, right? It's such an expensive weapon that if you don't chain up and snowball the economy, you can't really afford to buy it if you lose a round. That's the thing, right? You take a huge risk by buying the operator, because now you can't really have an ongoing economy because you lost basically another rifle on the cost of an operator. So it's a little bit awkward. And NIP on the defense now. This is most likely going to be a 4-1 for BDS unless a miracle will happen again. Chihuahua did show up big in the first round. That was a miracle. But we need that second one like that.
And you know, NIP has one crucial issue, and I was talking about that with Doombros a little bit. NIP has a real issue converting 5 versus 4s. And, you know, you would imagine that the number converting 78.34% of your 5v4s sounds good. But when you have a man advantage and you only convert 78 of those, that's actually, you know, you're on the bottom end, basically, of the 8 teams here. And that's a risky aspect.
When making that assumption, you have to also, like, make a... let's focus maybe first on this. I'll finish up later.
In the meantime, Kukos and Cope try to turn this one around. Chihuahua whiffs. JD doesn't. Not with this man. And the Young Gun strikes Blazing Barrel as they all might place down that one. Ain't happening. Kukos might try. Finds one. And now the IGL can show what he's made of. Yeah, has awareness on Takas, but ain't good enough. Getting back to what you wanted to say with the 5v4.
So what I want to say when it comes to conversion of the advantage, man advantage, right? I think like you have to know that there's a huge difference about the conversion rate on attack and on defense. And if we talk about like the conversion rate, it should be separated, you know, both of those stats. Because it's so much easier to convert a man advantage on attack, especially on maps like Haven, an example, or Icebox, than an example on Split.
Right,
you know?
but you know, you're right. But the thing is that I see is that, you know, those numbers are coming in from all the teams. So therefore, those numbers are all on the same basis, which basically then makes them somewhat comparable. And, you know, being at the bottom end right there, it's just something that, you know, I would find if NIP wouldn't have that issue, right? If NIP would be on that level, for example, let's say of on a Liquid, right, or of a Fnatic with that rate, I think they would be. That's a tiny thing, but at the same time, I think it would have a massive impact on that team, and it would make their wins seem way more easier and less just, you know, choking on the side of NIP.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with that. You have a point, you know. Well, this is gonna be a fast execute. Takas just goes in with the showstopper in hand. He doesn't see anyone, but he created the space. But now he gets tagged by the 5 damage tripwire from Cypher, something you don't really see often, especially when it comes to the deaths of someone. But now the Rolling Thunder counters, but there's the Rolling Thunder to the other counter, but Rhyme gets a double kill.
They were concussed.
With the nade.
Yeah, it wasn't even the showstopper. That was all just a big distraction. It was just the pain shells coming in, and that could be finally a second round for NIP. Froden doesn't have too much to say anymore. Logan's chiming in as well. They definitely want the big cake, not only just one of those slices. And as they're coming for more and more, it's Rhyme ending it. Double kill with the nade, bringing another 2 with the bullets from the barrel off that wonderful Vandal.
What a roller coaster of emotions. I love the Rolling Thunder pain shells combo that we have seen from Akukos and Rhyme. They knew what's going on. Like, they basically what the Rolling Thunder achieved was so you see this? Everyone tries to go into that backside because they know the Rolling Thunder is going in, but they're affected by it anyway, and then they're standing in a pain shot. So this is the easiest double kill of Rhyme's life, and this is all enabled by Akukos. But the double triple kill made by BDS on site to open it up to a 1v1 clutch, that was nuts. And Rhyme goes on top, but this didn't look good for NIP. Like, they looked really sloppy so far. Yeah. So very tough round. Now we have the killjoy lockdown from Logan, opens up the site most likely. They use the utility now on the backside. Rhyme is in an awkward spot. He's being drawn and he's being debuffed, but no one knows about him.
That's wild. Actually finds Roden in the process. I wouldn't have expected that to be the case. But still, it is JD who could try to find a corpse and revive it. At the same time, those dead men are very well guarded. Though, yeah, that Cosmic Divide coming in, very useful. And that
kind of helps, right?
It does. You know, it's not your own, but still, it makes it work. And this means Hoppy and Co. could struggle massively to defend that retake. Akuma is still chiming in, and that is Astra at its best, leading JD on his own as he tries. Logan, full HP. Not the easiest one to grab as he baits him, brings him down, but it ain't enough today.
That was actually so close for JD to close it out. Like Logan was at half HP, 2 bullets to a leg and a chest and would have been done. And we have seen in the backside the breach was 17 HP, man. So this was such a close round. Akuma, the double kill, it was absolutely insane. The double kill basically won the round for BDS. It was tough. The Cosmic Divide was actually well played, allowed them to plant, allowed also for the revival, but still well executed by BDS. This is not the BDS that we have seen on Heaven. They look pretty sharp on this one.
They do. Absolutely. They very much look sharp on that one. And I have to admit, it is for me NIP who, you know, should still bring up a bit of a better fight, kick up a lot more dust. At the same time, you know, those individuals are just, you know, how to say that, they feel somewhat weak on defense. 48% win rate on that, 66 on attack. This is obviously making the side switch easier, but you still need to bring something to the table. And I do not believe that an 8-2 will be enough in case that's going to be how the half ends.
And now NIP's again on that buy round. That is just 4 sheriffs. But, you know, some really good shots from JD and Chihuahua. Looking forward to that. Those clips we have seen so far today, but now both of them just die instantly. Oh, but Rhyme shows up.
Guys, I didn't have a clip with my sheriff yet. Can I? Yeah, no worries,
yeah,
Rhyme. Go for it.
Get him on.
Well, seems like now it's time to get the drum and bass playlist going, but internet connection cut. Not this time around. Akukos though chimes in. Everybody wants a piece of that cake. Interesting to use the ult right there. Oh, Kreia is punishing you for something like that. And he's still alive. And maybe puts the Cosmic Divide literally on the server to divide you from the process. Changed a bit here. Got the little bot for himself ready. But your solo HP. That is problematic. Ain't working. Nice risk, but they are not falling for this trick right here.
Oh man, imagine like we hype up JD, Chihuahua, then Rhyme gets like JD and Chihuahua fail, they don't get anything, right? Rhyme goes in with the headshot, then he dies. Then we have Akukos with another one, then he makes us like smile a little bit, and it's not him. But then Kreia just shows up with a double headshot like this here, right? Oh man, was close to having a clip right now. But
so close.
6-2 for BDS. It looks really promising for BDS to close out very cleanly in the first half, and NIP again with the full buy but low economy, so this is a crucial round to win, not only because of the fact that they need some rounds but just get that economy rolling, you know? It's not even about the scoreboard, but you're gonna have a hard time ahead of you even if you win a round and lose like 4 guns. It's gonna be tough. So NIP have to find a solution to how right now BDS is playing, and BDS is good at getting map control and applying pressure to NIP.
Yeah, that's true. As though the previous round was costly for BDS. 3 out of 5 players, including an ult, given away at that point, but it doesn't change the matter of fact that those nice economic pinches are not bringing you rounds. They don't get you where you want to be, and Kreia and co. Still looking good ult-wise. A white swing immediately punished. Does it without any assistance. At the same time, probably was just trying to gain information, but not that way around. Absolutely not.
Astro sets up her smokes on Heaven NCT. Oh, but Akukos, nice flash.
There you go.
Done, but there's Rhyme with the showstopper. Obviously really nice. Gets a frag because that's how it works. And Takas goes in, doesn't get anything. Rhyme again with the kill on sight.
And now he's the man in the spotlight. Nobody else should be on the stage for the moment. And of course, it's Rhyme for frag that he gets. And it could be just him closing the chapter. Logan is making a noise. Still punish him right when needed. And this brings it to a 1 versus 1 that someone like Chihuahua is winning. Yep, he does. No, he does. Yeah, wait a second. He does, but Chihuahua still punished in time. He did. He planted.
Wait, no, it was after time. It was already like below 4 seconds. This is why I was like, wait, he doesn't have it. He was actually a little bit too slow. And this could have been played better. Like, he had time to actually plant it, but the jump that he made here, like at the default spot, did cost him time before he can activate the plant. So that did cost him the round.
was never that hard bamboozled in my life. Because for a second it looked like really the icon was going up, the timer was going away. It seemed for a second I was doing it like at the edge, but ain't happening, which is a good thing though. NIP finally getting another round, not a one-sided affair for the moment. Here comes Attacker Killjoy. The A side, they definitely won. The Cosmic the White, as well as another ult from a Kukos. Kriya moving through, but the punishment. No, check your corners. That's what you get.
Takas with the absolute impact, but then JD pays him a visit.
That was nasty, really. I mean, absurdly well done. And this brings us back, because look what they have. Spike on the pedestal. I'm not sure if they saw it. Should have seen it.
They for sure saw it. This is why the slower is being used, but they don't want to risk it. They'd rather just take a retake, especially with Chihuahua on that flank, but he fails. But first time we are seeing a Cosmic Divide to retake a Spike, but wow, Gakuma with the double kill. What a nasty double headshot. The transfer on point.
Insane. At the same time, the thing that so much got me off my chair was Chihuahua. He doesn't whiff that in 99 out of 100 cases. Man's on point. Man's got the patience. This time, it seemed somewhat meager, unfortunately.
Yeah,
you know, this was absolutely. I mean, this is a highlight play to always make, but this wouldn't have happened. You know, usually this wouldn't have happened.
Chihuahua had a great flank. He had good timing because of that Cosmic Divide. They were so focused on just getting that spike back. But it's really cool to see, like, you can see here, right? The ultimate was just being used to get that spike back. And, I mean, it's kind of bad for BDS that they had to do it. But, oh,
there you go.
Let's feed Takas to some more showstoppers in this game. Let's go.
Yeah. Seems like they learned from Scream last time, but... amazing stuff coming in. Akukos not bringing it when even though his opponents were stunned. And this is where we see JD doing JD stuff. If he finds a little more, unfortunately not. Also, this man has some limited abilities. He's not God himself. But at the same time, it seems like it could be a god-like half from a BDS. The boys from France are just at the right track right now. It looked somewhat abysmal over when we talked about Bind, really over the place, not a single round gate once we went back into the game, and now on Split, totally different team.
Yeah, I mean, they are so well structured right now. Everyone knows their place. There are some small mistakes here and there, but they look so much better than on Haven. They have good utility usage, they have good timings, good ideas on the executes as well, especially when it comes to the Astra utility. So I'm really loving it, and they're gonna be so much stronger than typically on Split on defense because of Roden playing on Sage, right? This is such a huge change. I love it.
Yes. Last chance for NIP to make anything, you know, look somewhat working in this half. 4 ults should make your life fairly easy in that sense. You know, only one coming in from Team BDS, as though at the same time it's a very, very strong ult in the form of the Rolling Thunder, as everybody gets thrown in the air involuntarily, obviously.
And we can see NIP with 4 ultimates ready, right, to counter that.
Exactly.
Like, they're ready for a retake.
This is a ticket for a win, basically. I mean, you can't have it easier. Talking about the first one. Yep, Showstopper's gone. At the same time, it is the spike pretty much brought to them on a pedestal. Kukos just escapes magically, if you ask me. He should have never made through that. At the same time, it is the Belgian trying to put his team together. Get a retake going.
That was a great double peek by NIP, but now JD has to be patient. He needs to wait for his teammates. Like, he's being divided, right? There's no one to help him to get a trade. He's a little bit over eager, already peeking out a little bit from CT. Roden backside, Hoppy behind pillar, Logan in the garage. There's the turret set up to act as a half of a player.
Yeah.
At least get some info. They know about the operator.
Oh, there you go.
Hoppy.
Oh, they strike. It's still Chihuahua. 16 points of health. No chance. A half pretty much handed to Team BDS on a silver platter. Please take it, sir, and pretty much run away with Split. NIP, though, and this is the crucial thing for me here, Lofar, just an attacker-sided team right here. But an attacker-sided team, and this is the last thing I'll add, you know, is right now facing against Team BDS, which usually has hardly anything to stall on Split. But now they changed it up.
Yeah, that Sage is a big switch up to the way that they're gonna be playing. And we see Rodden on A. That's something that we see from the pro teams. They use the Sage wall to stop the push on A very fast and also get A orb control at the same time. Rodden playing with that ghost and the wall. He's pretty close to the barrier, so we'll see if he's gonna commit to that. But NIP, look at it does. 3 people already close to A. There's the pull on ramp. No? Do somewhere else. So Takas now still... Oh. Have the control. Rodden, who uses the wall. They know now about someone crossing to Vance. Takas with Akuma standing here. There's the roll.
That's disgusting.
Takas. Beautiful
so well
combination.
Akuma has to make a move. Is immediately taken out as he still takes JD with him. Look at the control that, you know, he thought he would take. Ain't happening. Rhyme and Co collapse as they tried their best to take and split the entire map into 2 halves. And so, Logan executed. That's a good start. They're at a point where they could turn that one around, but health-wise, not looking ideal. Utility-wise, far away from perfect. Somebody might just come over on the flank. Kukaz and his bro.
Player standing.
Not on the right track at all.
Down B.
But you can see confidence showing right now from BDS. They don't wait for the plant. They just even fight before anything happens. Now 29 seconds available for Rhyme. Ooh, he pays a visit to Hoppy right now, and Hoppy is not happy. 38 HP after the headshot. Now he's gonna get healed by Rodden again.
Yeah.
The Sage paying dividends right now. That's the plan, but 3 versus 1 with 47 HP, you're getting triple peaked, double peaked, whatever. It's so hard to do anything. And you can see that BDS found new life right now. Like, I would say that typically, they wouldn't be so over-eager when it comes to, like, even trying to get the control of someone crossing from garage. Just let him go on site, let him try to plant, and then peek as 3 people, right? But here, Hoppy just went in for the fight. That's the confidence that's showing up, which can be a mistake if you lose the gunfight, but here he was rewarded by the combination that we see on the replay here. Before that, we have seen, like, the gravity well that is pulling people basically away, right? It's like pushing people off because they have to go back to not be affected by it, but that puts them in the range of the paint shells. It's nasty. It's really nasty.
Right there.
The thing is, and that's something I have to say, which is crazy, which is absolutely crazy. The matter of fact that NIP could have taken the A site, but nobody except, I think it was Kreia destroying the Sage wall on A, that is a big difference maker. What's also a difference maker is obviously, well, the Marshal in town.
There's no respect for Takas with that Marshal, man. It's like re-peeking an operator in this case. And Takas here just closing it out. No, wait, sorry, that was Logan actually on the B side. Like, really, you have no armor, right? And you peek the Marshal player, it's like even worse than against an operator. Because the Marshal is just so much more mobile.
Yep.
You don't have really that many penalties when it comes to, like, your dead zone on the usage of the Marshal. It's super fast. Like, you can actually go for no scopes long range because it's so accurate and shoots so fast. It's like a shotgun but with just 1 pellet.
It's a slug. It's a slug shotgun.
Exactly.
Basically.
I was looking for that word. Thank you.
Yeah.
Essentially, right click on Bucky is a slug, but that explodes at some point. But also shotguns have the slug rounds which do not explode at all, and it's just like 1 bullet.
Exactly. Right. In the meantime, Rhyme and Co. take a clear direction over towards A. A swift one from him for sure, as he already sneaks into their spawn, though very much he should be clearly identified. Logan is taking him down with just a ghost. And you might be very mad at yourself for that one. That's something you don't really see happening.
Yeah, that was really awkward, and now BDS is very happy about that. Now they have a man advantage. They know that CT is a wall, so they can just push together from all the sides. Oh my god, Chihuahua is being caught by the well, but he gets
Oh,
the
so
angle.
strong. Ooh, the double is obviously once more turning this one around. The Kukos and JD, they got the rifles in hand. The Spectres are uncomfortable when you gotta get close range, but here they come. First one granted, second one also coming in from young JD. The man said, you know, everybody can play a duelist. I want to play a support and perfection at. Here you go. He shows what he's capable of. Half. And suddenly, a ring around the rosy pays off for a Kukos. Oh, goodness.
I don't think he had HRTF on. No, he knew where he's coming from. But still, valiant effort. Without Chihuahua, I don't think this plan would have been successful. Like, he got double kills when he was on a disadvantage, and he got still a double kill, which is worth it when it comes to a post-plan situation. Now, imagine him just not getting any kills or just getting one. Then the man advantage would have probably been shifted. JD still showed up big with that Vandal from CT. He gets that double kill, and that was imperative for the success of the team. But it's not looking good. NIP now on a very odd economy. And look at BDS. Already have control, very deep control of B garage. Like, that is actually, you can jump over that wall. You can go on the heap of the junk on the left side of garage, and you can jump over it. So this is a little bit odd. And now it gets destroyed anyway. But there's a flash for flash in A lobby, which stops the push. Killjoy, Logan, you can see that he's playing very deep on B just for the retake.
Yeah.
And you have a big stack of people on A. 3 people guarding A side right now.
Watching here.
So much utility though being used before even, you know, somewhat taking any control of the side. Only pretty much the outskirts of the spike positions. Rhyme moving away, and seemingly Akukos is calling the rotation as the main information, yeah, somewhat there for Korea. He hasn't really cleared the room, but surely nobody's just gonna be around. And so, as NIP seems to be getting close to running on E, the fuel reserves, how long will they last? And will they make them able to get through this? Because I unfortunately have my doubts. This could be number 12 for BDS, but NIP still have a say in this. Pre-fires that little bot, and so the defender Killjoy is now about to be the one that actually gets eliminated. No, it still continues. That's not gonna work. NIP are out of this round 100%. 2 players detained, and this spike ain't finding anything. They couldn't destroy it, and this is number 12.
What a play by BDS, man. Beautiful usage of utility, but this is basically allowed because NIP played so long in this round, right? They go onto site to plant it in the last possible moment, and they pay the price. That rolling thunder to stop the plant, and then they just get dismantled by the lockdown. Like, that's a beautiful setup, but this wouldn't work if there would be more time available for NIP. So you can see, like, how is this like a, you know, give and take basically by both teams here. Oh, Rhyme gets blinded, but he's already in mail, but is in an awkward spot. He's being stunned. Oh my god, there's no ways of that. Oh, that's so beautiful.
It is. It very much is. But NIP only down to 3 players. I think you can make it 2. And at that point in time, the story should be pretty much told. Chihuahua, the last man standing. And if it's time for once more to show that you're the sheriff in town, that every Western movie should hire you as a cowboy, well, swap into the Vandal, understandably.
I wanted to say, he has a hat, right? He might be a cowboy, but then he just used it. So
where's the lasso?
now he just looks like a match, you know?
And, you know, the thing is, what you mentioned, which is very crucial. NIP is a team that was the slowest at Challengers 1, getting the bomb planted. Average
Wasn't
plant
that
time.
guilt?
Nope.
Great.
It wasn't guilt. It was NIP with 66.94.
Wow.
You know,
Okay.
you see that also statistically that they are really, when 90 seconds have been already played, they get the bomb down.
30
And it's not
seconds
like
left.
it was a one-time thing. This happens from time to time. In the meantime, talking about that, spikes down, and Chihuahua is in a clutch that could bring NIP back into this. I genuinely have to say it as a miracle. And, you know, getting back to the head has to pull the rabbit out of that one.
I mean, BDS will play the fundamentals here, right?
Sure.
They go next to each other. They just double swing. They don't care really about the camera. They just need to get the numbers.
There they come! Ain't
Yeah,
enough.
it's so tough, man. This is also where the Vandal and the Phantom difference comes into play. It would have been much easier for Chihuahua to clutch this out, like statistically, right? If he had a Phantom. But this map goes towards BD.
Be picking because if they have learned their lessons from their losses on Bind previously, maybe we see something different, but maybe we see something different in game as well, not just when it comes to the agent. Zesht, what do you think of these two team comps?
Well, Astro Brim Killjoy Ray Sova, nothing crazy. That's the first one.
Yeah.
And Astro Ray Sage Sky Sova, well, nothing crazy. We stick to the usual playbook. That is pretty much what we can make here right now of this agent select.
Well, actually, we don't have the Brimstone now.
Yeah, no
So
Brimstone.
instead of Brimstone, we have Breach. That's a huge change.
All right, absolutely. As you said, a crucial change. But as we already saw on Split, BDS is in a very big mood to change up today.
And we see Akuko's also on the Sky instead of a Breach that he played on Split. So this will be a huge change for NIP as well. It's important to note that now they have both heals, JD on Sage. So there's a lot of access to sustain in this team composition, which also brings a little bit of a change of pace. First, Flash doesn't get anyone, if I'm not mistaken. Now Rhyme, with that pain shells, will probably clear the backside. Hoppy there, with the Breach ready for the counter flash when there will be an execute. Akuma is known. His position is sold. Now he gets... The backside gets the...
Yeah.
And they push on side. Oh
They do. Oh, there you go. In a matter of seconds, everything changes. And so Takas and Co. capitalize on a weakened NIP in this attack. As Akukos tries, sucked in, no chance. And so Chihuahua, 34 points of health. I mean, surely, you know, this man can perform miracles. Surely he is a pistol god. Talking about it, looking for more. But at least that electrifying dart would have got him in the end. BDS
truly
up.
shook. Shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked, I'm telling you. But what made me shocked was the hold. What a beautiful hold by BDS. No one expected one plane being boosted on the shack on the left side of Garden. So that was a big crossfire setup. Also the stack of 3 people just waiting for NIP to go through. The smoke on the window from Akuma was a big part of why the push wasn't that effective. They were just going straight into his arms. I was actually kind of surprised that we didn't see the paint shells being used against Akuma that did use that frenzy and get himself known, but now it's just aimlet routine for Hoppy, but a wait for Chihuahua.
Ah, that's nasty. A lot of room, though, BDS is trying to take from start on, really. You know, contesting every single position they can, trying to defy the limits, basically, and figure out where can they actually grab room. Where will NIP be not so cautious, and we're gonna find out.
You can see the power of the heals. Now almost every single player in NIP is on full health.
But that's the thing, right? It is really so lovely to always see them defy the limits, you know? Defy the danger that is coming out of NIP. It's still, I think, most of the individuals, most of the viewers would rate them as the better team. Opportunists are far away from being bad. They're exceptionally talented Frenchmen. At the same time, you know, this is the NIP story. When are they finally
30 seconds
getting
left.
that big trophy lift? Because right now, it's not even about a trophy. It's finally getting that ticket for the flight. Get on the island.
Well, that's... They still have to defeat the CIS and the Turkish teams, right?
Yeah,
So it's a
that's
little
one
bit far
part.
away, but the first step needs to be taken. Now Logan being pushed out of his position because of the paint shots. Oh, there's already the lurk on the elbow, but he gets it. Logan with 40 HP still holds that position, gets the second one. Gets...
easy.
Oh, that was Roden with the third kill. Good setup from CT by him. What a good crossfire.
And this is what makes it so interesting for me, really, because what I have to see, right? There are a few things that opportunists love. I think which we'll see throughout the process of this game. And that sounds so basic, right? But they will never give you any room to breathe. They'll always be directly behind you. When you take a look at the first defensive frags they get, you see that they get them very much over on that B side when pushing out of hookah or going towards the fountain. Yep, they'll do that again and again. But whoa, what a move by Rhyme. Immediately beheading Logan, getting the high ground, up on the wall he is, and you're not getting that ARP at all here, Logan. Get out of here.
That was pretty
Wonderful.
nuts. Not gonna lie. Wonderful movement. Pretty clean as well, so enjoyable to watch. But hey, Akuma a little bit over eager. Oh, Chihuahua gets tagged to 2 HP. Good thing they have a Sky and Sage to heal him back up, but now he's a little bit still alone.
Oh, make it 1.
Okay, well that's JD gone.
Right there.
Get the
There's
Matic
only
and Matic.
Sky left now. But look at Hoppy. That lurk will be big. He's gonna catch Sova off guard. Oh my god, he knows about it. Misses first shots, but he is on 2 HP. Chihuahua is not happy. He was going for that heal. Now they're gonna play the retake scenario for sure.
And they have to. No other option. Rhyme is going elbow and he's just ignoring the existence of Rodin. I mean, that seems absurd. He's pretty much getting it gifted. Thank you very much. Seems like Christmas is coming early for BDS and Spike was wrapped up. Oh, Jesus. That was a round given away. This is
happening?
so unfortunate. Why do they not check? I mean, it sounds so easy for us, but it's not like Rodin was a big surprise there, was he?
Yeah, I mean, they knew there's a Sova backside and he was going to CT because of the paint trolls, right? So it's like maybe some communication missing.
Spike down B.
I'm 100% sure Akukos had somewhat idea that Breach is in hookah and he told him. I do imagine that Akukos told Rhyme that I heard or I noticed something in hookah. And then that happened.
So he was confused and he was like caught.
He was checking it.
Yeah, he wanted to go back to help to someone from hookah, I guess. But the thing is, like, he was checking first elbow. Like, you can't really go back when there's still 2 players on site. Unfortunate. But Takas holding that long, so they don't know still someone is long. Rodin shocked that damage, stops the push.
Second one.
In hookah. He is known, but look at Hoppy.
They're speeding up. They're going fast. They want to be swift and, well, pretty much trapped in the jail called hookah. As they try to make any room, but very risky from Hoppy right there. I mean, he's running into a crossfire of sheriffs.
Seems like he goes through hoops.
Wow, I mean, but literally, this is one hell of a fast game. 4-0, and it doesn't seem like we've talked about this game for 5 minutes, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough. Like, you cannot go through the amount of utility that is present on B. Like, you have Killjoy, right? You have Breach. You have Astra. Astra doesn't even have to be on site to help their teammates with the stuns, with the pulls. And you can see that they just cannot go out of hookah. Like, if they jump out, they go straight into the pull of the gravity well or just get straight into the stun. So it's very tough to do what he wanted to do. Ah, look at the smoke. What a nice anti-flash. What a nice anti-flash. And that was made with a fake.
Right. And
Very creative and nice usage of the fake.
a fun story is, for me personally, that when we talk about NIP and binds, that when we talk specifically about the A sides, they have never lost seemingly a post-plant scenario on A. They have lost due to the fuses. They have lost time to that, but never due to kills from post-plant, which is insane to think of that. But yeah, in the meantime, getting back to it, there's the alarm bot, there's the ult, there's disaster, NIP up in the air literally, and are not in control, not in charge. They're pretty much there on the backseat, and it feels like BDS is taking the rear-wheel drive up for a drift, and they just sit in the baby seat back there, chanceless.
Yeah, BDS on point with the timing on the utility and the spacing
this is
as
so
well.
good.
Logan gets the first one, doesn't get the second one. Hoppy 30 HP, or is going closer a little bit. He sees Rhyme, but Rhyme goes on top, literally and figuratively.
Well,
Oh my. 2 versus 2 retake. This is the chance for NIP.
they gravitate towards victory, and finally, it could be revitalized NIP getting back into it. Surely they could still be pinpointed towards where they actually are. And Akuma... Oh no! He reloads at the time! What are you doing, Akuma? Actually taking that one back. JD's still alive. He puts out the divide in a 1 versus 1. The man is absolutely nuts, and he gets punished for that. I do not believe what my eyes have just seen there. This is madness. This is magic. And this is NIP finding the first.
I honestly feel like Akuma just fat-fingered the reload button.
What? What
Like,
is this?
you can't. Look at this.
I have
And
no
he still gets the kill, by the way.
Yeah.
But then he was stuck in the cosmic divide.
What?
Because Rhyme got killed. It's so awkward. Like, what?
But
I mean, JD was hiding on site, right? He wasn't spotted. Because of that, Akuma went into the cosmic divide because he was certain someone is just standing either elbow or the garden, so he gets the defuse for free. But such an awkward
There's
run.
Rhyme.
What is happening in this game?
yeah, they're going swift. They're going fast.
Rhyme just goes with the double satchels for, I don't know, 3rd time in a row. And he gets 1 kill on Logan 3 rounds ago. And now he gets a double kill on Takas and on Roden.
And one quick thing I have to tell you, 5 seconds before we stand back to the round. Logan got himself through 1 kill, his lockdown, still was fighting on the B side. Could have been a win condition. Just mentioning that right there. But he has it for this one right now. Could make a big difference. Good info pretty much right now gained. And they can't just deny anything. Logan could just wait. Logan doesn't need to peek. Could just play for his ult. At the same time, man is just going for all the flicks. He's collecting dog tags left, right, and center. And NIP with their pants down. Gotta see how Akukos gets shot in the back. This is disgustingly good from BDS. They're obliterating, devastating, eradicating their opponent right now.
I mean, Akuma was caught with his pants down, right? He was being blinded while being in the corner, but he used as a counter the one way on the A short on the stack, and that allowed them to basically still hold that angle. And NIP, just like a row of ducks, went into that one way and gets eradicated. Like, I'm not sure what's happening here. There seems to be either some confidence problems or just overconfidence problems, right? Because why would you ever want to peek, even when you know there's a player like that? You want to peek into that one way, and you know that most likely someone is still holding that lamps, right? Because you didn't check it. You used a 1 nanoswarm 10 seconds ago to make sure no one is peeking you when you want to peek from A short, but that was long gone. So, oof, that was really rough. I'm not sure what's happening here, but NIP is not looking sharp, exactly like we have seen them on Split. While BDS, good spacing, good timing, utilities being used on point, and they still have Hunter's Fury and still have the lockdown. And this time we see Logan on A, by the way.
It feels for me like this is a remnant storm tossed NIP. Really, just a little bit like a ship getting caught by wave and wave and wave again. At the end of the day, you know, the only thing you do, you pretty much, how do I say that? Yeah, well, I think the best metaphor, you end up like the storm on the Sea of Galilee. You just pretty much get yourself one picture of how you are in the open sea falling apart. Poor NIP really at the moment.
Well, hopefully they're gonna wake up from the slumber. We want to have a good map in front of us. We want to see some close matches. It's the 3rd map, but the previous map didn't look close. This one doesn't look like this already.
There
but
we go.
Roden with the
again.
kill, Takas with the kill, but JD and Kriya repay with the sheriffs as always.
Oh, this is disgusting. That is a free K by the book. But at the same time, NIP just line up once more. I mean, someone pulled the plug on them. You know, someone everything off. Master switch, power, fuel, battery, everything's gone. And, you know, there's nobody to plug it back in.
Good control by
NIP?
Hoppy. We know that this is like 3 people with only sheriffs, but still. Overcoming a situation like that when you have to be patient with the Vandal, you have to know what you're doing, how to control it, and when to switch and transfer is very important. So Hoppy, fully cold-blooded. Here we go, Rhyme again with the double satchel. Nicely controlled, by the way, no airtime, which allows him to be faster on the trigger when he lands. But Hoppy is ready to initiate Logan. That's a beautiful combo. Beautiful combo by Logan and Hoppy.
Exceptional play, really. I mean, he knows how to set his player to get him some free frags.
The turret gets the info, right? You can see it in the copy on B side. That triggers the info. That triggers then a breach fault line for the stun. And then Logan peeks when that is being executed. That is such a good setup. And they are schooling right now in IP. Although that was really awkward. The rolling thunder missed, but the showstopper didn't do anything. And then they teleported to A with 2 players. So now everything slowed down, and this is not good for NIP. They needed speed, violence, momentum in this round, and it all just kinda fell flat.
Really did. Just popped the balloon, basically, and the air's out. NIP in a
left.
very devastating spot. They have not seen him, but I think it doesn't make a difference. They definitely go for that
he's
side.
alone there.
Yep, and you see, here comes nothing else than once more that very, very crucial bot. Logan still has a lockdown. Just put that thing down and finally put them away from the X's. There it goes. Well, free frags are being collected anyway by RIOT, and didn't even need that. Thank you for, well, the mental support here. 44 HP on Logan. Only thing he does is run away. The most logical option right here, and I'm in shock. I'm really in shock. They're absolutely shredded right now in my P. Annihilated.
Yeah, this is nuts. I mean, I'm impressed. BDS coming in with really good discipline, good setups, and good personal like skill prowess. Right, everyone shows up big, like really. Roden, Hoppy, Logan, Pakas, Akuma. Everyone just shows how good they are on a personal level, but also on the utility usage and the small 2-people combos. So, wow, it's a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, and you know, this is a team that was struggling for some time to find a proper organization, being under a different banner beforehand, had to play as opportunists, but they show why they have been signed. They show why they are those killing machines from France, stepping up the scene, you know, pretty much bringing something new to the table, and taking down somebody like NIP that easily, well, it takes a lot of skill. It takes a lot of tactical knowledge. 7-1 lead doesn't come from anywhere. In the meantime, it just came out of nowhere. Ryan just pushed through, and Roden was like, wait a second, did I see something?
That was so nice.
Enemy remaining.
But still,
I mean, it doesn't make a difference, right? But Rhyme is, you have to give him credit when credit is due, right?
True.
Rhyme has those double satchels nailed down. Like, they're very good. Like, I cannot express how good they are because he's limiting the airtime. Like, when you're going with the showstopper, you most likely want to have a little bit of airtime to get more vision. But when you're trying to create space and a confusion, basically like a dash from Jet, this is how you do it. Rhyme is exceptional at it. Like, this is so good. You know how tough is to execute that when he just went straight up from hookah to CT without stopping. He just bunny hopped. Like, after the satch, nice. That was so nice. In the same manner as he does on long B next to the fountain.
Scout destroyed.
in the meantime, NIP pretty much gets sliced up into little bite-sized niblets the last few rounds. Now Akuka strikes. Got his ult ready, which would give them a good bit of information, but if it's gonna make a difference, different story. At the same time, Tekka's full
I've got your
when it comes to the ult points, and NIP they're pretty much prepared for the charge, and that charge goes towards the A side. JD chimes in when needed. Logan is out, and every single component, every single cylinder finally firing from NIP.
Yeah, and this is this is one of the last moments on the attack when they can wake up, and they're trying to plant.
I mean, swapping it over for Ryan.
Yeah, they needed that one charge. That showstopper has to be like, getting those charges. And it doesn't matter, like, Takas is alone, right? 1 against 5. He still has to go for it. He needs to get some exit kills. That is the task. Although he cannot really power up his showstopper, but damaging the economy, that's his goal.
Surely. And Prime dying to this, that would be a pretty much unfortunate scenario.
Oh, what a timing.
He's like, come on, mate. You could have given me that one, but finally eliminated. JD on the triple. And I think
that's also 6 out of 7 for JD.
And, you know, a 4-8 is all right. Not ideal, that's for sure, right? But still, you know, when we talk about NIP and Bind, they just like to defend. They're just feeling much more comfortable. So something like the 8-4, get yourself the pistol, 8-5, momentum's going your way. Opponent has eco, 8-6. It could be just the perfect basis to find your way back into the game.
Well, do they go for the op control? There's a fight in showers for the op control. On B, there's no one to contest it. So it seems like, which is very good move by BDS, by the way. Not allowing NIP to get for those orbs to allow... so basically, they have no showstopper. They have no res from Sage yet. This is very, very important to not allow that happening. This is why you see two players right now guarding showers, and that's Akuma and Takas. Chihuahua opens up with a Hunter's Field, gets a tag, doesn't get the kill, although here he is.
Go. Poppy can't escape as everybody's shooting at him, coming out of Hookah, and so the squad storms over on the side of B. They might just make enough noise to distract from Chihuahua. Ain't happening. 2 versus 4 brings them, you know, a safe spike, basically. I don't see this being retake that easy. At the same time, we're still talking about Takas, we're still talking about BDS. We've proven again and again that they're a force to be reckoned with. In the meantime, though, at least one more casualty, but that's it. And this is it. You know, this is where I see Lofar. The retake possibility starting, the momentum going back, and the train, you know, finally getting up to speed. This is NIP possibly on the right track.
This is not looking bad right now. 3 wins. On the attack, they have 1 more round, and they still have the ultimates, JD and Rhyme, ready on those. So this might be the round deciding factor. And there's a little bit of momentum now behind NIP. I like the way they played in the previous round. They actually caught BDS off guard for the first time. Right now, I cannot see anything.
No. You listen. This is pretty much, you know, what the BDS fans see as the future of NIP in this match.
Nice call.
Very easy.
All right. Showers control again denied from NIP. Now you can see 2 players holding that. BDS actually reads an NIP really well because they know that NIP likes to play for those, and they're just holding them. No way you're gonna peek through that smoke, right? No way. No way. Oh my. Really NIP.
You talked about it, really NIP, and well, that's one rolled out of the window. You gotta hate to see it, really. And so, you know, something you usually treasure a lot, and that can pretty much make you soar around the entire map, even around the entire match, ain't happening. Another one goes south for NIP, and 40 more seconds are not making it any easier. With no control, they just lose every duel one after another. Kriya finally shows a sign of life, but still, Taka is an issue, man. Taka is... There's the ult. There's the ult. Taka's the issue! Just mention it! Gets the third! It seems like the French airlines are coming in, and they pretty much ask you for your tickets. Got none? Get out of here! And that means NIP... really... You just gave it to him. He was pretty much being very opportunistic, and well, he took it. That means...
Such a beautiful play. They read that like a book, like an open book, you know, in the same in their native language even, you know. There was no problems in reading the intention of NIP there. Like they read that from the JD ultimate being ready. So this is well played by BDS. Also, I wanted to mention, just by judging how NIP played on Bind on attack so far, you see that they typically try to attack A in the first 20 seconds. This is why BDS was so dominant in the shower control. This is why we have seen so many times on the A having like 2 people just guarding the showers, leaving even A short open a little bit, or having that Killjoy Logan just swapping to A for 3 people there. You know, it's not something that you see often, but they just can't. They basically counter-strat NIP on this map, and this is so cool to behold. Like we're getting into that stage of the games where teams are like, you know, they have to be more adaptable to what they see, and if their teammates if their opponents are reading you, right, you need an IGL that will say stop, we need to find a solution, we need to see what can we figure out to not be counter-stratted. But now let's see BDS. They play a default scenario. Oh, Akuma overconfident, gets double peaked. Now it's 4 versus 5. This pistol round suddenly looks good for NIP. Hoppy almost caught off guard. Gets the tag with the drone. That's big. That's big. That allows us to get a little bit of space, and this is why you see Rhyme use the paint shots to stop the push from A short. That was very important because when he was tagged, he can't really help his teammate. Now Takas goes on side and dies.
Finally starts off. Krea's on the triple. Man's looking for the ace. And that would be that kind of sign of life. As I talk about it, it's still Rodent alive. It is a dangerous, an extremely dangerous 1 versus 2. No more darts, 20 more seconds for that. That's not going to work out time-wise. And as Ryan might be just losing his hat anytime soon, here comes the drop. He wants the 1 versus 1s.
That was actually pretty good choice from Rodan, I would say, because he had basically 2 choices, right? He either goes back to A, which most likely is being read by NIP, and they catch him when he plants the spike. Now, what he opted for is he knew exactly where Rhyme is. He was in CT, right? So when he makes that jump, that wide jump to his left, he cuts off the angle from CT and basically allows to set himself up for a 1v1, which isolates the angle. It's a great choice. Unfortunately, he lost the duel, but the plan was there.
Pulling them in.
So
5-man push on B long, I guess.
yeah, there is going to be a 5-man push towards there. Immediately, Takas and Cole coming in with the pistols, fast and swift they go. Blind that they are, still denied. Conversion is calling NIP, and it seems to be your weakness. But finally, it's Krea and JD chiming and charging. So that pistol right now in the hands of Hoppy, no chance at all. They bring it, they seem to get that one going. And here comes the 5th for NIP. Question mark? Yeah, indeed.
They did damage a little bit, you know. 2 people are completely off the shields. Kukos died. And Chihuahua is on 36 Kevlar, so the round is not definitely like fruitless, but also could have been better. They didn't get the plant, and that's a big issue. So that's a little bit awkward. But BDS now should be on the 5 rifles plan, and NIP, because they lost 1 player, they will have 1 rifle, right? And that most likely will be converted by BDS for the double digits, and will set them up on this map. Maybe even for the match. Now let's see if they will be patient enough to draw their opponents out of the hiding, because right now there's still double players set up, and this is why you see Rhyme using the satchel to go back. They were made. Takas holding that angle. Oh, gets that spray.
Yeah, very eager from Korea, wasn't it? And unfortunate timing for him. Takas also taking a very proper angle on it. And so you see right now, Killjoy waiting back there in mid, sees that. Just had to wait a little until he gets any kind of vision over it. And they all hunt him. They all hunt Takas for some.
Went through that.
Obscuring vision.
But without any assistance, this is the thing that surprised me. There's nothing really that would, like, for example, slow the guy down so he's absolutely bad in movement, but that ain't happening. JD now concussed, and double digits on the French side. That might just happen indeed. As he's still healing himself up, that 1v5, that must be a magic miracle. Ain't happening.
Akuma of 18 HP and he was still solo peeking. What did I just witness? Akuma just so much confidence, he didn't care. It was like saying, yeah, this guy is mine. You know, like there's absolutely no reason for him to peek this. When you look at the minimap, 3 people planting on A, while 1 guy that was Logan going through CT spawn and just getting a backstep on him, Akuma could have just fake, shoot the wall a few times, wait for Logan to get the backstep, get the plant in the meantime. But this shows what BDS feels right now. They're just feeding themselves, you know. They in their mind they already want the match, and this can be a downfall, right? That overconfidence, but at the same time it also gives players wings. You sometimes you feel invincible, and that will be also the game changer. When you cannot stop a player who feels invincible, just peeks and just nails every single shot, you know. Like you can have a very complicated strategy and executes, but when a guy shows up and kills everyone, well, then the plan fails.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right now in a spot where I'm just so uncertain what NIP need. You know, those things we saw right there, this greed from NIP is something I wouldn't expect from this team. This is something where I would say, A, we do it as a duo, for example. We use the right kind of utility, and then we just go, fine, good to me. On the other side, I was very confused about this, but here he comes. Flash, that gave him a good information where Akuma is. That one pretty much isolated him, and the poor Frenchman obliterated. This is where the little hawk is useful.
Although I feel like maybe Akuma should have just stand that corner, maybe just fake that he was next to the fountain. But JD, 1 HP.
That's crazy.
He will be at 61 pretty soon, but now they know him, they made him, and they did catch him in an awkward spot when he was trying to get out of it. Now they have lamp control, they don't have a crossfire yet, but that's the crossfire, that's Roden with the peak, but he doesn't know about the second guy, and he dies.
And that means Tak is on his own, obliterates the first. No more haircut for Kriya, out of the world he is. And Kukas is making a long way around. Showstopper would be there, quite sure he doesn't need that. Same time, that angle he has. One flick by the book is gonna make it. A flick by the book from Takas. You get it. Thank you very much. 11-5 for Team BDS. And then a look at the economy is gonna tell us what a sad, sad story. What a sinister and dark forecast NIP get into right now.
And you know what's funny? Takas even had his paint shots still in one session. He didn't have to play this angle. He could have just gone showers. He could have played for his spike, wait for the plant, use the paint shows, can be patient. Instead, he chose the high risk, medium reward, let's say, when it comes to the positioning. But he just gets a headshot, and that's it. Akuka's like, why are you standing here? Like, you shouldn't be here. It makes no sense. But he didn't anticipate that, and he gets caught off guard. Although he still had the first shot.
True. What gotta be one hell of a run from NIP, and that one's going to be a long one. The mates have played pretty much every challenger so far, have been attending most of the VCT events. Still, they're not there where they want to be and where they should be, and that Killjoy ult is not making it easier. Trying to find frags, two are detained. Don't knife him. Don't go for that disrespect. You don't need to slice up Kriya. There's no need to do that as well. Chihuahua falls. Oh, Jesus Christ. This fits well. They slice him up. Little bite-sized niplets. NIP sashimi. We're serving it here.
BDS here is to kick butt and chew bubblegum, but they're all out of gum. It's nuts.
That's breaking you.
Like this sums up this map and the previous one. Heartbreaking to see NIP kind of like be on the receiving end on this, but we love when a team shows up like this, like BDS. This is really an exceptional execute on both attack and defense on the past two maps, and it's just like it's 5-10. Sorry, it's 5-12. But it's just like, what can you do?
It's the worst for NIP because, you know, they're on the ground, bleeding, broken, and they still keep on kicking them. They keep on kicking them again and again and again. And that must be devastating right now mentally for this team. I cannot believe that this double knife is really something they feel comfortable with. Though the last one was a classic, it doesn't matter. Long run, long fight, and BDS in a comfortable mood. What in God's name happened
to be
there?
a bug.
Yep, it seemed a little odd. At the meantime, Roden is taking the frags. JD, Rhyme, and Akuka is not looking well health-wise. Finally, a frag that looks like a Rhyme, I know. But the A side is where they actually go. A little good old prank by the book.
Roden on 11 HP, no utility, but 5 seconds to his recon arrow. Hoppy still with his ultimate ready. Akuma has the Cosmic Divide. Will he use it actually right now? I don't think so. They'll just hold it right like this. The only thing that they need, even if they lose this round, the Cosmic Divide will help in the next one.
You are divided.
Oh, never mind.
There you go. Here comes your Cosmic Divide, but Hoppy can absolutely deny everyone coming in. Rhyme again on the edge. There's the barrel. Rhyme's there with the triple, and this is the time where NIP still want to show. We're on the server, by the way. We're here to fight. We're here to bring it back, but, you know, with that Rhyme ult, he was not shooting. It doesn't matter. He was holding you up from coming because otherwise you would have ended shredded. 6th round for NIP, 6 more for overtime.
but it did cost NIP a lot. Like, showstopper is gone, right? That's a big thing. It's actually kind of funny because the round started with a showstopper that didn't kill a Kukos. He was left at 12 HP. I feel like that round would have been absolutely gone if a Kukos would have died. Like, that's basically like an entire side control being given, but instead Pakas was dead and Akukos was alive and everything flipped on his head. Now Akukos, with the early teleport, he goes for the flash. He knows that someone is in showers, but he's kind of stuck.
He is kind of. I mean, help me, please. In the meantime, Rhyme's like, yeah, no worries, I got you.
Well, Logan did get caught with his pants down, so that's a little bit awkward. And now it's 4v5. The NIP will try to convert this.
They will. You know, JD win it back on side, surely. Freya with disaster abilities is a big help. JD is though sandwiched. In the meantime, that's not helping him too much, and poor Korea is moving away. That spike is hitting the ground under any circumstance. And even though BDS don't have any ults, are a man down,
Spike planted.
they're back in the game. They equal it. Could be more to come. Korea tries to pre-fire, fails though against Akuma, and his counterpart is making it look so easy for Team BDS as Rhyme still strikes. First headshot granted. Akuka's all on his own. A double that now needs to be brought in by the IGL. NIP, it is their time to get at least close to Iceland, but this is their time to possibly fail. This is their time to actually fall short. Will they do so? Yes, they do. BDS bring it home after disastrous